So, yeah, you know. Yes, whatever. This, what's going on now? I'm really not too sure. I mean, nobody can be too sure, right? That thing, that stuff that's going over in Ukraine. Well, I don't really want to talk about that because I don't enjoy making videos about that anymore. That kind of subject. Yeah. But it seems, late in the last few years, there's just constant turmoil going on. Yeah, and it's just like when it seems to go a little bit better, like it's, you know, the sun begins to appear behind those clouds, those thick clouds, and some kind of shit stirs up again. That really sucks, right? Of course, yes. Like being somebody who comes from a former war torn area, I know very well what these people are going through. The plight of the Ukrainian people. And I'm really happy that people like Alexander Usyk and Vitaly Klitschko are now really showing they are with their own countrymen. They are there to support them, support their country, of course. Also, that's the only right thing to do, of course. Um, what's the worst part is that I don't know really. I don't know. I just felt like saying something, but the whole area like has a lot of old wounds that when they are reopened, they are really hard to stop the bleeding. Same goes for the area where I come from, of course. And entire Eastern Europe pretty much is like that, I would say. Yeah. So the worst is the damage that is left after. This will, of course, all end sometime. Either it can end like tomorrow or it can end in 5 years or something like that. I don't think it will go on for 5 years anyway. But it may last for a year or maybe a little less, I think. I don't know, the whole issue, until it's settled. The military, how do you say, actions may not actually last so long, but there will be some tension, for a while after that, for sure, yeah. But the worst part is what the damage in here after it all ends. Yeah. That's the worst part, of course. I mean, why somebody can is doing this side? You cannot just wonder. It's beyond crazy. It's just beyond despicable. But the same thing. I mean, things you never thought would be possible now in this year, 2022. We didn't think it would be possible in 91, 92. That the war could happen in Yugoslavia, former Yugoslavia, Bosnia, Croatia. But it happened, all right. So it shows that nothing really changes in that aspect. These guys, these politicians, like it's the problem in these countries. They really don't know how to choose right fucking president. Fuck man, I don't get it. I mean, not all, of course, but countries like you know, I don't like pointing fingers, but Russia, Serbia, yeah, yeah, and a few others. I would also say, but especially yeah. All right, so I don't I don't want to continue talking about that. That's not gonna do any good. It is what it is. So the world, the world, I mean Europe, the Eastern Europe, especially in Ukraine, especially, just have to deal with all the consequences. I don't know how responsible it was of Mr. Zelensky, you know to buy those drones from Turkey and go that way to piss off Putin even more than he was already. I would, that was not perhaps very responsible, but I mean, I don't think he really expected this. To be, to be honest, this kind of anyway response, he surely expected that stuff would continue going on, in that area, Donbass, area. But something like this, come on, rocket attack on Kiev, that's really, come on, that's crazy. I don't think anybody really expected that. That just shows how desperate actually that man in Moscow is. I'm not gonna mention his name because he's a very, very twisted, evil, sick man. I mean, no matter what you say, yeah, I mean, NATO maybe, have part of the blame because they tried to get Ukraine, in to join, and the whole thing is so sensitive, right? Yeah, all right, that's true. Yeah, it is a very sensitive issue, the relationship between Russia and Ukraine. But still, I mean, a president should be allowed to make the decisions he wants in his own country. I mean, as long as they are not really damaging the other country, really, I mean, directly. You might say he tried to damage the man in Kremlin because they don't like each other. That's too obvious. But that he wanted something in some way to hurt the Russian people. No, no, I don't believe that. I heard stuff like lots of wild theories now. uh, that he is like some kind of Jewish agent, like Zelensky being some sort of Zionist or whatever. I don't get it. I don't buy it really. But of course, you never know. You can never be too sure. But I don't really believe in it. Yeah, this is a very emotional time, for everybody who is either involved in there in that country in some way or has, like me, gone through something similar. The war in Bosnia was about that country wanting to separate or succeed from what was left of Yugoslavia, which was not really Yugoslavia anymore. Like in 1992, come on, Yugoslavia was Yugoslavia in 1989. And after that, it was less and less until 91. There was no more Yugoslavia, really. So it was just Serbia ruling, Montenegro and Bosnia and Macedonia. So, but enough about that. Yeah, so it's really a dark time, right now, of course. And you can see I was very moved by all this. I really feel for people there in Ukraine right now. I really feel, and that's why I get angry when somebody tries. Oh no, it's all, the West, Zelensky. They are no, and they're trying to excuse what that guy did, that little man, from Kremlin. Come on, man, come on. You can't do that. When somebody takes his weapons of mass destruction and uses them against civilians, I got news for you. He's no longer, considered a normal kind of leader, you know, somebody that can be excused in any way, or yeah. I mean, he's just so far past that line. It's not even, funny. It's not even a question. There are theories that, I mean, there is a rumor that he is like, how do you say, mortally ill, or yeah, I mean, terminally ill. Yeah, that's the word. He's trying now to do all this before he dies, and I don't, I don't really believe that, but we can only hope, right? We can hope. You know, I don't really wish ill on anybody usually, but we can hope that you know what I mean. If it's terminal, it's gonna be, soon. He gets terminated soon, right? That would be like karma, universal justice, right? Yeah, I think so. And I'm happy that people in Moscow and maybe some other cities in Russia are now protesting, of course, the war. That proves what I always knew, that they are not the ones to blame. Just like not everybody in Belgrade and Serbia was to blame for what happened. I mean, nobody was really to blame what happened in Bosnia and Croatia. It's just that they believed what the propaganda was telling them. That's simple. And you cannot blame, somebody for not having above average intelligence, not being intelligent enough to realize, oh, maybe, that's not true what he's saying. Maybe that's just bullshit, they are feeding us. So, yeah. we'll just have to wait and see how far this madness will go on. Yeah, alright. You, all of you, stay safe and stay well. Take care. Yeah, it's very important that people like can disconnect, and like just alienate themselves. I mean, not in a bad way. There's a good alienation as well when you just block everything out and just to take a breath, and just switch off. That's very important. Just find your escape somewhere, anywhere you can, anyhow, because you may need that. Yeah, all right. Take it easy. Bye bye.